BMW 8 Series represents rather a large shift for BMW. It's a move up, but it's also an exploration in what we can do with form. But for me, the 8 Series represents something more exciting than that. The original 8 Series was quite a significant car for BMW. 30 years ago, nearly 1989, I think it was. But it didn't seem to have a predecessor. It didn't seem to have anything after it. It just, in this little moment in time, for about 10 years, there was the 8 Series. We could be inspired by that singularity, the fact that the car came from nothing and disappeared. I spend a lot of time just sketching, pen on paper, just going constantly through my ideas, getting excited, getting angry, getting frustrated. It's a personal experience. When people look at it and give opinion, it's sometimes a little bit uncomfortable, but you have to go through that as well. The blank piece of paper is intimidating, but it's exciting because it offers opportunity. And we always imagine as designers creating something completely new, but the inspiration for this was not to be completely new without at least embodying the original BMW spirit of a coupe. Inspiration is a difficult thing to pin down. You don't always know where the inspiration comes from, but often the inspiration is clear in what it wants to do. On the 8 Series, the inspiration is complex. Because it's a big luxury coupe, it has to have this idea that you're shooting down to Le Mans. It reflects its dynamic simply in its silhouette. The body side had to be new and exciting. It had to be sympathetic. Brutality isn't something that the car embodies. There was a quality to it that we hadn't expected would be so complete. We were struck by its grandeur. Performance, dynamic, and sympathy to its environment is what I wanted the 8 Series to have. It's exciting, it's new, it's different. It's not typical of BMW, but very BMW. The new 8 Series is not a replacement for the old 8 Series in the natural sense. It is kind of like a spiritual successor to the original 8 Series. You don't want this car because it's a car. You want this car because it's beautiful, dynamic, luxurious. It invites an emotional response because it is an emotional product. I'm the exterior designer of the BMW 8 Series concept. My name's John Buckingham. The project was a very exciting chance to do a completely new car for BMW. It's an 8 Series. Of course, it's a new product. It's not a direct replacement, of course, for the old E31, which is the old 8 Series. There are some ideas, of course, lifted from it, but it's very difficult to design directly a replacement for it. So the starting point was the center line. The center line of the car is unique to the 8 Series. It's a 2-box, whereas traditionally BMW have these 3 individual boxes, the hood, the center, and of course the boot lid. This is very much a GT with the weight moving towards the rear. From 100 feet away, you'll notice the car is completely different from BMW. It's very sporty and very dynamic. But what we tend to do is we tend to move down the car, adding definition to the design. So we do window graphic and then slowly put the wheels in the right position and then doing body side form. So you can see in the body side, it's got these 3 very strong events. You've got this light shadow event, and that creates this very strong sculpture down the body side, which creates this new kind of form language, if you will. It's got very full surfaces with very sharp and precise creases. Then what we tend to do is we tend to move to the front of the car. We draw around the car. So once the body side's done, we tend to move to the front and the back. We kind of have an idea of what we want from the side view. And in the front, what we're doing is we're turning up the iconography. So the front kidneys are very bold. They're now connected to this in the center. So it gives us a wide stance, and also move the corners of the kidneys further down. They now create this pontoon effect, which is matched in the rear. The headlights are very slim. Through the use of BMW laser light technology, you're able to make them much narrower. Then we've elevated them above the kidneys, and that gives this very concentrated look. The air vents are very large, but these are an aerodynamic aid. They create an air curtain over the front wheel, and the real underbody, under tray, is an aerodynamic aid as well, with air vents for the brake ducts in the middle. At the rear of the car, we have this very narrowing cabin. It allows for these very strong hip swings. This lovely sculpture has this kind of luxurious feel. The surface is very juicy, if you like, and that is again punctuated with creases. The cabin is narrowing, as you see, but it has 4 real seats in it. It's a proper 4-seat GT car. Then the narrowing cabin creates this very lovely spoiler that interacts with the surfaces and the lines, and then it kicks forward to create this very chamfered corner. Then as it cascades down to the bottom of the car, you have this very strong L-shaped light in the negative, which adds width, and then these very vertical air vents at the back, which also create width. Again, echoing the front, there's this carbon fiber under tray with the exhaust pipes inset in them.